Winter here. Konnichiwa. Welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Chat. This is the daily sports show with your host, Vern. Cheers to everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Check out the topics over there. We've got a bit of FA Cup, Ice Hockey World Championships, Rugby, Football, Formula 1, North American sports, some sumo and some golf. Lots to talk about today, but first I have to take a little bit sip of the white stuff to get my throat all oiled up. The chat has been amazing again this morning. And of course, the topics are the USC, the European Song Contest. If you've never watched it, don't watch it because you've missed nothing. It's an absolute, I don't know. We finished here last night with all the live rugby at about 9:30. Vic went home. I sat on the couch with my wife and my kids and they were watching it and I fell asleep instantly. They woke me up at 1 o'clock in the morning when it was finished. I think I had the best time. I must say, I had the best time. But if you want to know, one person, I think it was Mary Queen of Scots, said I should sing Flower of Scotland. That is out there on this channel. Check out the videos. There is a video of me. And I think it was for the Euros when Scotland played Germany in football. Of course, I can never be for the Germans as a Swiss. That's our noisy neighbor next door. I did put on a kilt and I sang Flower of Scotland. So check that out if you have some time. Vern singing Flower of Scotland. Let's get those topics out of the way so we can check out beautiful Edmonton. Edmonton in Alberta, Canada is our host city of the day. Shout out to Gabi who does live there. I'm going to get out of the way so you guys can see it. Beautiful Edmonton. Winter wonderland. Absolutely lovely stuff there. Edmonton looks amazing. If you just go outside, it's just woods. Unbelievable. Guys, if you ever get to Canada, go check it out. And if you don't know where Edmonton is, there it is, flat bang. In the middle of Canada. Edmonton, Alberta. About 1 million people live there. But most importantly, Gabi lives there. So shout out to her. That's Edmonton gone. Guys, we can only start. Oh, I'll get the chat up there. There's only one place where we can start, and that is the FA Cup. Yesterday was FA Cup. There we go. It was Crystal Palace against Man City, an absolutely fantastic result for all United fans. Crystal Palace beat City 1-0 from a goal from Eze in the 16th minute. After games, there were a bit of scuffles. There was not very happy people out there. But if Man City loses, that means we are all happy. Fantastic stuff. Congratulations to Crystal Palace. I think Vic told me last night. It's a pleasure, Gabi. Absolute pleasure. It was the first time Crystal Palace won a trophy in like 100 and something years. So congratulations to them. Crystal Palace, FA Cup winners. And they're out of here. Then there are some other good results there. It's going to the Ice Hockey World Championships. Yes, they're in Denmark and Sweden. Let's get into the results from yesterday. We had Finland beating Latvia 2-1. We had the mighty USA hammering the Germans again. And every time the Germans get hammered, makes me a happy boy. Thank goodness we don't have many German followers. USA beating Germany 6-3. Good stuff. USA boys getting into it. Then we have Sweden beating France 4-0. The Czech Republic beating Kazakhstan 8-1. We have Canada absolutely spanking Slovakia 7-0. And then Denmark beating Norway 6-3. Let's check out the group stages. Let's go first to Group A. The top 4 qualify. So it is Sweden, Canada looking good there. Finland, Slovakia all in for a shot there. But still close for that 4th spot. I still think, my friends, the Austrians have got a big chance. Come on, Austria. Anton, come on. We've got to get in there. Ritter, we've got to get into that. Austria's got to get that 4th spot. That would be amazing. Shout out to our friendly neighbors to the east. Then in the other group, it is the Czech Republic leading out there before the mighty Switzerland, the USA and Deutschland. But Deutschland still has to play against Denmark. And I think that one's going to be the deciding match. I think Germany has against the Czech Republic today. They're going to lose that one. They're going to get it hammered. And then Monday or Tuesday, it will be Germany against Denmark. And that was going to be the big one. So come on, the Danes. Come on, the Danes. And that's the ice hockey. And it's out of here. Then, we got to go to the Super Rugby, guys. Super Rugby weekend, fantastic stuff. Let's go through Saturday's games here. Threw up, beating the Force, 38-7. Island boys come through. Fantastic game that was. Moana Pacifica, my favorite Super Rugby team, beating the Blues in an epic battle. That was an absolute screamer of a rugby match. We've got a shout out, I didn't put his picture up, Artie Surveyor, best player on the planet. And that hurts me as a South African to say that, but Artie is the best. And then, of course, the Brumbies beating the Reds 24-14. Let's check out the table. There's only another 2 rounds to go in the Super Rugby. So some of them have one more left game. Some have got 14 games, and then it's done. Moana Pacifica just heading in there in that playoff spot there at 6th position. We'll have to see because they got 2 tough games in the next weekend. So the next 2 weekends, they got really tough games against the Chiefs away from home and against the Hurricanes away from home. That one could be the decider. So that's the Super Rugby. Guys, gotta watch some Super Rugby. It is amazing. And it's out of here. Talking about more rugby. URC Rugby. Now, I guess maybe for some of our lovely American friends there, Super Rugby, URC Rugby. A quick explanation. Super Rugby is the competition in Australia, New Zealand, and the Island boys. Fiji, Samoans who play for the Moana Pacifica. And the URC is a rugby competition between the Scottish, the Irish, the Welsh, the Italians, and the South Africans. They play in the URC. South Africa used to play in the Super Rugby with the Australians and New Zealanders. They had a bit of a fallout, so then they went up there. Just a quick explanation what it is. There we are. We had some fixtures. This was the last round of the URC, so the playoffs are done. Everything is clear, but I'm going to go quickly through it. The first 3 were on Friday. I'm going to go through the Saturday games. That was the Bulls against the Dragons, 55-15. The Lions beating the Ospreys, 29-28. That was a fantastic game. In the last second, the Lions got it to finish their season. Tilbury lost to Connaught. The Sharks beat the Scarlets in an absolute shocking game. That was terrible. That was the hardest 2 hours of the year in rugby for us yesterday. And of course, Leinster beating Glasgow, which is exactly the result we wanted here on the channel because we don't want the SA teams to face each other. Let's check out the table. That is the table. So the Scarlets, Edinburgh, Munster, Stormers, Glasgow, Sharks, and Bulls, and Leinster all make it. So I'll go quickly. Leinster is an Irish team. Bulls are a South African team. The Sharks are South African. Glasgow is a Scottish. The Stormers is a South African team. The Munster is an Irish team. Edinburgh is another Scottish team. And the Scarlets are Welsh. So let's get into those quarterfinals of the URC. There we go. It all starts on Friday, the 30th of May at 8:30. It is Glasgow Warriors against the mighty Stormers. The game is there in Glasgow, but the Stormers are going to do it because they are my Stormers and they are mustard. Then on the Saturday, the 31st of May, we'll have the Bulls up there in Pretoria against Edinburgh. Pretoria, Loftus Versfeld, that stadium is the home of rugby. After that, at 4 o'clock, we'll have Leinster against the Scarlets up there in Dublin. And of course, at the end, we'll have Vic's Sharks in Derbs against Munster. That's the quarterfinals, guys. Hope you agree with that. I hope you like that. Check it out. It is mustard. And it's out of here. Let's get quickly to the Premier League. Not going to do much about that. There were no games yesterday because of the FA Cup final. Today we'll have Everton, Southampton, West Ham, Forest, Brentford, Fulham, Leicester against Ipswich, Arsenal against Newcastle, Brighton, Liverpool's Monday, Palace, Wolves is on Tuesday, and Man City, Bournemouth is also on Tuesday, guys. Evening to Radesh Tuta, Hills in the house, Menno, Rossi, Ritter. Fantastic stuff, man. That was the Premier League soccer, and it's gone. She's not going to clean up here afterwards. Crap, man. I'm going to figure out something with these paper tossing shit. Then, of course, it was F1 qualifying yesterday. I have a little video there as well for the F1. But it was qualifying yesterday. And check this out. This is how they qualified for the Grand Prix, which is this afternoon, I think, at 2 o'clock Central European time there in Imola, in Italy. Oscar Piastri piling on the pressure on our poor Orlando and on Max. Gets pole position in front of Max Verstappen. George Russell, I don't know how the boy does it. But he's mustard. 2 years gets that 3rd position. I'm starting to like George. I'm starting to root for George. Lando in 4th. The boy is crumbling. Fernando Alonso, the Aston Martin, that's a good result for them. Carlos Sainz in the Williams. Albon in the Williams. Stroll in the Aston Martin. What's wrong with Aston Martin? Doing well. Then we have Hotjar in the Red Bull. Also in the Red Bull Racing one. And then, of course, Gasly in the Alpine. And if you were looking at it, you were thinking, where is Ferrari? Fabrizio, you just put it out there. Where is Ferrari? We don't do mediocrity on this show. No, Ferrari came in 11th and 12th. What is wrong with the prancing horse? There they are. No, I mean, I love donkeys. Isn't that cute? I can't do that to the donkey. Ferrari, you worse than donkey. I love donkeys. No, I can't do it. The prancing horse is out there on the pasture doing nothing much. Oh, I love donkeys. They're so cute, man. Then, of course, we had a big crash yesterday, and I'm going to show you that crash. So, guys, check this out quickly. Yuki Tsunoda, he is fine. He got out of the car. Everything is okay. But it was a major crash. So let's check that crash out quickly. But the boy is fine. So all our Japanese guys out there, Yuki is fine. Ferrari, Taco Perez, I don't know. Taco's still doing his taco truck, man. So, but Yuki is fine. And he will be starting the Grand Prix today as well. That was the F1, and it's out here. Let's get into North American sports. Well, there we go. North American sports. Let's get into it. We're going to the NHL first because there was only one game yesterday. The Stars beat the Jets 2-1. So they are qualified. Stars are in the semi-finals of the NHL, or in their conference finals, as you call it. There's still one more game. That's the Maple Leaf Panthers. I think that is either tonight or tomorrow night. But we'll let you know that one. NBA, there were no results at NBA yesterday, but hi Darren Pelez in the house, a man from the jungle, Manaus there in Brazil. There was no games in the NBA, but there's one tonight, and I don't know, Vic said he might do a watch along, I don't know yet, we'll have to find out, but we are knackered, we had a hard weekend. AKD's in the house, peace there, so that game, Thunder against Nuggets, this game 7 is tonight, but everybody else is through, Pacers are through, Knicks are through, and the Timberwolves. That's the NBA gone. And then this has started as well. WNBA has started. I'm not a big fan of the WNBA. I've been watching it last year because of Caitlin Clark. I watched her in the college games. There was the big hype about her and Angel Reese. And of course, yesterday they met again in the WNBA. Let's go through the results. Aces lost to the Liberty 92-78. The Storm lost to the Mercury in 59-81, but that game was super interesting for me. It was the Indiana Fever against the Chicago Sky, 93-58, an absolute hammering there. Angel Reese had 12 points and 17 rebounds, but Caitlin Clark had 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. May long the feud continue because it's super interesting, but there's not a competition. Caitlin Clark is mustard. That's the way to go. WNBA just started, so we'll get up with tables and stuff in the future. What else is there? Okay, we're going to go to Major League Baseball, and there were a lot of games yesterday, so I'm going to quickly run through it. There we go. Where's the Major League Baseball? I'm going to run through it, guys, quickly. The Yanks beat the Mets 6-2. The Nationals beat the Orioles 4-3. The Tigers beat the Blue Jays 5-4. The Braves beat the Red Sox 4-2. The Marlins beat the Rays 9-4. The Cardinals beat the Royals 10-3. The Astros beat the Rangers 6-3. The Twins beat the Brewers 3-0. Brewers, dude, lay off the Brewskis. The Diamondbacks beat the Rockies. The Mariners beat the Padres. The Angels beat the Dodgers. The Giants beat the Athletics 9-1. Then the second game of the Mets against the Yankees 3-2. The White Sox lost to the Cubs 3-7. The Blue Jays beat the Tigers 2-1. The Nationals beat the Orioles 10-6. The Rays beat the Marlins 4-0. The Phillies beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-2. And the Reds beat the Guardians 4-1. Holy moly. Like I said, I do not know much about baseball, but that was it. Now we're going to get into something I do know quite a lot about, and that is sumo. Let's check out the results. There we go. Results from yesterday. Hakuo beat Ichi Yamamoto That means Hako has a 7-0. He's still one of the leaders in the competition. Wakamotoharo beat Tamawashi. Takayasu beat Oho. Abi lost to Kirishima. Daisho lost to Wakatakakake. Gonoyama beat Kotosakura. The Oseki. Not doing well there, the Oseki. Onosato, the leader, beating Takarafuji. And Hoshori, the Yokozuna, beating Hirodoimi. Pooh, that means that these two boys are still out there in the lead. There they are. Hokuao and Onosato still out there in the lead. Looking interesting. We'll see if Hako can continue his run now, because he's going to have to now go up against better wrestlers. So we'll see if he can keep it out. But let's check out the match, the fixtures for day 8, which would start in about an hour or two. There in Tokyo. Wakamoto Hara will play against Goyama. Takayasu against Abe. O against Watatakakake. Daisho against Kirishima. Onosata Hirodomi. Tamawashi against Kotasakura. And Hoshoryu against Takarafuji. Sumo, baby. Check it out. It is absolutely amazing. Last but not least, the golf. The snooze fest that is for me golf. I know Vic loves his golf. Vic loves everything, man. That boy will watch bloody people in Siberia playing ping pong with a snowball. That guy's not normal. But that is the PGA. And this is the leaderboard. It is Scheffler out in front. Noren, Riley, Poston, and Rahm. I can't say much about it. I don't watch golf. I don't give two hoots about golf. Golf is not my thing. So, that's the show for this morning, guys. I'm going to go quickly into the chat. So many of you in there today. I'm going to quickly go through the chat. It's Sunday. We got time. We got time. Ronnie's in there. Nakata, Hale, Fuminiko, Noriaki, Ritter, Noemi, Abutsa. Gabi is in there. Shout out to Gabi because it is Edmonton. Ritter, Amanda Jackson Brown, AKD, Darren, Pele, Tito Santana, Fabrizio Surina, Peters in a Mena Rossi, Ranish Dutta, Hills in the house, Rita Absedio, Dicky. I'm not going to say anything. Dion Fonsell, the Joker's in there. Hunty's in there. Yamamoto. Watana's in there. Kuto Hashimori. Aika Nomura. We said Felix Amanda Maeda's in there. Tyrone, the man on the button, is in there. Daikato, Janet is in the house. Bonnie's in there. Ito Abe. Gail. Kuminiko. Tonaka. Lynn. Jack was in the house. Mary, Queen of Scots. Of course, Big Vic was in the house too. Diego Armando. David was in the house. No IBMs for Vic. You don't want to give him anything like that. You got to keep the boy down. He's one of those freaky guys when he gets a bit of power. Shinazuka's in there. Anton, I said Tommy, the hitman from Tulsa. Felix. Valentino's in there. Danny, Cliff Richard. Katsuyama, Belinda was in there, Mandy, Katie, Hugo and the boss, Gupta Dutta, Duffy, Madonna, Noah, the Gypsy King, Scotty, Bandesh, Rambo. Ooh, I've said them. I think if I missed somebody, I'm so sorry. Halle was in the house from Norway, Nagata, Prita, Big Ben, Ritter. It's getting too much, guys, but it's amazing. Guys, thank you so much for all the chats, stuff like that. We really do appreciate it. You guys are mustard. And you know what? Check it out over there. 48,000. We've got 48,000 subscribers already. Amazing. Guys, I wish you all a fantastic Sunday. Take care. Go have something to drink, to eat with your family. Visit some friends. Chill out. Have a braai, barbie, grill, whatever you want to call it. Relax and enjoy your Sunday, guys. Everybody else say take